Hello, on Forest Focus. Nottingham Forest are close to sealing the exciting signing of a new striker in Arnaud Kalimuendo, among other deals. Breaking news today. Forest are poised to sign the 23-year-old from Rennes for around £26 million. In fact, it is worth £26 million. Multiple reports saying that it's is either close to happening or will happen. Fabrizio Romano is one of them. Sasha Tolovieri is another one. But John Percy, one of the best in the business, also reporting just now that Forest are set to sign a striker who scored 17 goals for Rennes last season. Talks are progressing well, and hopefully will complete a deal for the promising young striker who had a breakout season in Ligue 1 last season. James McAtee is also on the agenda still. Dilane Bakwa looks like he might be coming. So we'll do an update on all of that. We'll focus on Kalimuendo primarily, a quick look at what he can do, what he's about, potentially what it means for other strikers, but certainly an exciting development. Looking forward to seeing him hopefully in a Forest shirt. As mentioned, 23 years old, played for Rennes last season, played for France through the age groups, including at the Olympics. Not a senior international yet, but might well be in future, hopefully. 17 goals, 3 assists in 33 Ligue 1 games last season. So he's coming off the back of a really good campaign. He's quick, explosive over a short distance by the look of him. Good with the ball in at his feet. Looks like he can play up front on his own. Scores all kinds of goals. Left foot, the odd header, I think. Primarily right foot. Can play off the right wing if needed, but certainly mostly a central striker. I don't know who I compare him to because I haven't seen tons of him. Maybe that kind of Ollie Watkins player who can score different kinds of goals, play up front on his own, and occupy lots of defenders. So it's a really interesting development. Have a few look at some stats on him quickly. So last season, as mentioned, 17 goals, 20 goal involvements. That's a goal every 0.59 goals every 90 minutes, which ranks really high, 98th percentile. 9 goals, 8 assists, 9 goals at home, 8 goals away, which I quite like because sometimes players just score all their goals at home and that kind of thing. His XG was 15.33, so he slightly exceeded it, which is a positive. Sometimes you want them to really exceed it because it shows they're great finishers, but it shows that he basically hit it. 5 penalties scored in those 17 goals, so 12 from open play, which isn't sensational. It doesn't really. I don't think we should build him up as like the second coming of Messi or anything like that. But really exciting player who will come in and I think hopefully develop as a player that we've got in the season before he goes completely wild and a proper mega club like Liverpool or someone's bidding for him like he's an Ekatike or something like that. Hopefully we're getting in on not the ground floor but the first floor before the elevator, not American, before the lift really takes off. In terms of shooting last season, 50 shots in total, 35 on target. So only 15 off target. That shows up really, really well. Shot conversion rate 34%, really high, really good, really high accuracy. Conversion rate, 96 percentile, and shot accuracy 70%. Again, really, really strong. So loads to like about him. Still developing as a player. Not the finished article. I'll read a quote from his coach at Rennes, who played him on the right wing in one game. He scored a couple of goals. I think maybe it was a bit of a nudge because he said he needs to keep pushing himself. So he said, his coach said, Arnaud has real strength when it comes to evading pressure, especially with his first touch. I think those qualities more clearly when he plays on the right. He doesn't lose pace like he does on the left. He's got the potential to score 20 goals in Ligue 1, maybe more. He's a major talent in this league. He just needs to keep pushing himself, as mentioned. I think Newcastle, Spurs, Leeds, Brentford were all linked in this country, but Forest look like they've got in and secured an exciting signing. I don't know what it means necessarily for the other strikers. I mean, I suppose Taiwo is the one you're looking at because we're going to have four strikers now. Igor Jesus can play different roles. As mentioned, Kalimuendo can, although I think he's primarily a striker. Obviously, Chris Wood's that central number 9. So I don't know where exactly leaves Taiwo, but I think Forest have stolen a march here and hopefully got in before others swoop. So that's an exciting one, certainly. Just going through a report from John Percy as well, as mentioned. McAtee is expected to sign a 5-year deal. It says, contrary to reports, the agreement on fee and payment structure was only agreed this morning. So I don't know if that means he'll be in for the Brentford game or not. But good news that McAtee is signing. Dilane Bakwa remains a target, although deal is not close to an agreement, John says. And Yunus Musa is keen to sign for us, but I'm not sure. It also, the John's piece also mentions Fernandes high on their list. Matheus Fernandes of Southampton, West Ham keen on him as well. So I don't know if that's a case of Fernandes is the top priority, Musa's the backup. Still no mention of Douglas Luiz at all in this piece, interestingly. And then outgoings, Jota could go to Sporting Lisbon, Carlos Miguel close to joining Palmeiras, and then the other players that have kind of filled in the squad through the summer, Carmo, Richard and Stamenic could go as well, either on loan or permanently. But Kalimuendo is very much the headline, as one of these that sort of came out of nowhere, wasn't it? We hadn't been linked with him at all, and then suddenly you're getting tweets saying, oh, he's signing effectively. So that's really interesting. See how that develops in the next few days. I don't think he'd be in for Brentford at all. But in terms of addressing the obvious problem of scoring goals that we had back end of last season, certainly through pre-season, Forest look like they're taking action in very decisive fashion by getting him in to compete and push for Chris Wood. And then Chris Wood's going to be 34, going on 35 in a year. So maybe this is getting him in place, Kalimuendo in place already, and Igor Jesus as well. So I really like the signing. I really like the way we're thinking about it, building a squad. It feels like it's coming together now. If we get McAtee, we do need fullbacks. I didn't see any mention of that in John's piece. So hopefully we certainly need at least one. We need two, really, don't we? Unless Shai Cunha's seen someone who can be a right back. But the squad feels like it's very nicely taking place, a little later than maybe people would have wanted. But I think having that bit of patience is hopefully paying off and being rewarded with 2 weeks to go of the transfer window. Quick word before we go for the Trent navigation. Brentford on Sunday, obviously. You can watch that game, Palace away and West Ham. They're all on TV. Watch them at the nav. Get there for your breakfast from 9. Fathers will have a bit of build-up for all those games with the interactive pre-match quiz. Make a day of it. Have your dinner there. Go back there after the game if you're lucky enough to have a ticket. And obviously all the games are shown on the big screens indoors and outdoors, especially outdoors, massive screens. So get down there and enjoy that. We'll be back. We'll have a podcast out today as well. The second half of our Premier League predictions with Leeds through to Wolves. So check that out. Match preview tomorrow with Emily and Lewis. So do us a favor, hit like on this video if you haven't already. That'd be very much appreciated. Or a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify, or do consider membership. Right, thanks for your company. And if we don't see you tomorrow, we shall see you soon.